I speak not from my voice, not from my emotions. I'm speaking from what Judaism speaks. I'm speaking. My colleagues, my Jewish friends have been going out demonstrating in the streets of Al-Quds of Jerusalem. I don't know if you saw, just recently went viral. They went out on the streets simply demonstrating, not with the Zionists, their deplorable tactics of claiming that the Palestinians are a bunch of terrorists. What about the Jews that for 75 years not one of us had a gun, a bullet, and yet they brutally beat and attack simply because these Jews who are true to the religion go out on the streets and declare the occupation is a rebellion against God. What people say it's inhumane, it is against God. We and Jews and Muslims, Jews and Arabs have been living together for hundreds of years in peace. We sat in the same courtyards. We babysat each other's children. We were peace. We were the beautiful fabric of Jerusalem. Only since Zionism came 100-odd years have you seen this endless river of bloodshed that's turning into an ocean. We cry, we hurt. Jews around the world who are true to Judaism do not accept this, will not accept it. We plead with the world, do not be silent, stand up. This is ungodly, this is cruel, this is criminal. The rabbis of Palestine, when Zionism was to be ratified by the UN, said, no, this is not Judaism. We are not to have a state. We are not allowed to kill. We're not allowed to steal. What are you doing in our name? And the United Nations said, no, no, no. The Zionists have the word. That's what they said. And they said that, and people were killed. First there was 56 war, then the 67, and more death, and more death, and more death. Every day another Palestinian is killed, and every day another person is suffering a mental breakdown, and every single day people are in refugee camps, people are in Gaza, people are dying, suffering, and all because Zionism told us what Judaism is. This is unacceptable. Judaism is not occupation. Judaism is to serve God, to do good, to do kindness. Judaism stands in opposition. Judaism declares Zionism is Nakba. Zionism is criminal. Zionism is murder. Zionism and the state of Israel is the personification of anti-Semitism. Judaism declares Zionism. We as Jews, my grandparents died in Auschwitz. All our communities are immigrants from people who lived through the horrific death and suffering of our people. But we will not give up our religion for this nationalism of Zionism. We declare this Zionism, not only are they creating death and suffering of the Palestinians, of the Arabs and Muslims, but the Jewish people who are dying, 1,400 people who died. They say they're shocked. How did that happen? So it was Hamas. 40 years ago, it was no Hamas. Who was it? 60 years ago, who was it? Because they're taking the world and making them into fools. They're insulting the intelligence of the world. Before Zionism, we lived in peace. Before Zionism, we lived in peace. They are the creators of 1,400 people dead. We don't condone violence, but they are the cause of so much Jewish bloodshed, and they will continue every time they kill a person. What do you think will happen? The family will not have hate bred in them. What do you expect will happen? They are not trying to save the world. They have a selfish goal to have a nationhood at the cost, on the altar, that should be slaughtered, Arabs and Jews, and they don't give a damn, they don't care. We cannot be silent. We must speak up. We plead with the world. Do not let your intelligence be insulted. How much more will you go in lockstep with the Zionist narrative more people die, and more people die, and more people suffer. This will only lead to a quagmire, to a bigger ocean of blood. There is one solution. Remove the impediment to peace. Remove the occupation so we can, as Jews and Muslims and Christians, live together in peace. Live together as we've had for all these hundreds of years. Let us, first of all, pray to the Almighty to bring an end immediately. But let us not be silent. You are not anti-Semitic by standing up and opposing Zionism. You are anti-Semitic if you're silent. Stand up. Speak out. Do what is ever in your capability to put pressure, just like